some kids split up and do.
So to do the whole project, you're talking many sessions.
Well, we did one already. We did the story library time, and then we went to the lab. So 30 minutes in the library, 30 minutes in the lab. So I would say we'll do another 30 minutes in the lab, and then another 30 minutes in the library. Just maybe 4 sessions,
Do you
5.
see them consecutively, or do you?
I see them once a week. Once a week in the library and once a week in the lab.
Okay.
So
Maybe a month, if you really want to incorporate with the teacher. So that's what and that's fine. I could use all of March with them and do this.
So is that something that the classroom, they are focusing on animals in their
Yes.
science unit in the classroom?
Yes,
So that's
it
why you
correlates with their
chose that.
planning guide. Well, it correlates because ours was to come up with something with science. So they're doing visualization, sensory comprehension, position words they're starting to do on top of, below. So this is, maybe I can just move on into that. And then they do poetry, verbs, but so the action words, run, will go into that too. I don't know. That's just my kindergarten
I
thing
think
for
that's
March.
fantastic.
It's great.
Absolutely fantastic.
I didn't want them to play, you know, and they got a lot more engaged, you know, instead of just saying, we're going to tell a story with 2 puppets, you know. So if I had like a backstory. It's about this little monkey, this little baby monkey, and he wakes up really early one day in the forest and he wants to play, and his family doesn't want to play.
Nobody wants to wake up.
Yeah, so he goes and he visits, or he goes throughout the forest and he meets different animals that he wants to play with. So he meets the sloth, and the sloth doesn't want to play because the sloth is just really slow. And then he keeps walking through the story, and he meets a parrot, and the parrot's pretty grumpy. The parrot doesn't want to play either. And, you know, we did a whole thing on the sounds. You know, what kind of sound does a parrot make? And that got loud and crazy. And then he meets a snake. And I wish I would have had a snake puppet. That would have been really fun. And then at the end, he keeps walking through the forest, and then he finally gets home, and everybody's awake, so he plays with his family. So it's a really cute story, and the kids loved it. And there's lots of sound effects.
Kids are going ballistic. Are you going to do puppets? Are you going to bring the puppets? I mean, they're just, you know, it's a little out of control, but they're enjoying it. And what I did this week that really worked out well is Jerry Pinkney's new wordless book, The Mouse and the Lion. Absolutely gorgeous.
That's the new Caldecott, right?
Yes, it's the new Caldecott. And I had the mouse and the lion puppet, and I asked if anybody already knew the story. And of course, there's always one who goes, oh, I do, and they came up, so I gave them the puppets and tell us the story. So they did that. They thought that was fun. Then I read, you know, the 2 paragraphs of the fable so that everybody would get a really clear picture of what the story was. And then we went through the book and had them retell it based on the picture. What is this one telling us? They loved it, and they did such a great job, and they got down to all these explicit details that showed a quilted African tale of the lion and the mouse. And it's all of ECE. I did letters, L and M, as well as the picture. For kinder, I did lion and mouse. And for 1st grade, I thought they liked the puppets so much, I'd try it with them too. And they did, my favorite part of the story was, and I had just some lines on the bottom for them to write.
Big numbers. And so there's his green spots. And it's got little sounds for every spot. So like this one's squish and he gets chocolate. And then it goes actually all the way up to 10. The bee gets some pollen. And the pink ice cream lands over there. So he's getting filthy with all those little spots. And this is a great one to do with felt too. I have a felt one for this. But,
With a felt board.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then so he gets purple marker on him from the little girl when he goes back inside, and he's running all around. And so now we count all the spots again up to 10. And then we go through all the spots of what they are in the different colors. And then what do you think happens? Dog gets a bath.
Great.
And then he just has his own one black spot again.
I mean, that has a lot of potential for visual, attention to detail of visual. There's splash, there's splatter, so that's really close, but it's really different on the end. Smudge. Where can you find the word
try and
spot?
remember where they all came from. Memory.
And that would be good. You could give the kid a little circle dot.
Yeah, put them on their
Yeah.
hand or their face.